We were talking about regrets. I talk a little bit. I talk actually a lot about regrets, and sometimes I think when we talk so much about regrets, we actually continue to sort of feed the fuel, fuel the fire, so to speak, of those hard battles we wage in our own little hearts, our forgiveness of ourselves, the remorse, the sadness that we caused others. Yeah, sometimes I battle with that too. That hurts because you want to fix that problem that you might have caused to somebody else, and when you're battling back from places like sobriety and or fighting for your sobriety every day and battling back from mental health issues or whatever it is that you're dealing with, those are struggles that are real, and sometimes you don't know exactly how much you've affected those people in your life. And then when you get clear headed, you start to realize and you can see exactly the damage you've done. That's sad. It was some hard stuff for me to swallow. It was hard stuff for me to swallow because I had this overwhelming amount of like guilt, regret, sadness. And some of it stemmed from my own insecurities of having to accept the things that I'd done. And some of it stemmed from true heart loss. I lost a lot because of my actions. Praise Jesus that I have a chance to live again. I was talking to a friend today just about how I sound and I act and the differences that I have in my life. And it's so obvious, even for myself, that I, I was in a bad place. And it's not easy. And my name is Kevin, and I'm an alcoholic. I've battled mental health, depression, suicidal thoughts, alcoholism, a slew of stupid, stupid mistakes. And I battled back. And so can you. See, the one thing about this life we live is if you can figure it out, like figure out exactly how to get out of hell, that life you're living. I was watching Joe Rogan tonight, and he had an incredible guest on with him, another comedian, and they were just talking a lot about God, a lot about Jesus, a lot about the beliefs of the Bible and the Bible's influences in the world's history. And there's a great conversation about that, and I found it to be really, really enlightening. And again, all all praise to my Lord and Savior, um, and Jesus Christ for all the examples that He's provided. And on that talk show that I was watching with Joe Rogan, he and Duncan, and watch it. It's the most recent release from Joe Rogan's platform. They're talking about just how beautiful Jesus, the story of God and Jesus is, and that's believable. And they both have this feeling of God in their hearts, but they're not overwhelmed by those that are trying to shame people into certain things in their lives. And on all sides of the argument, folks, we have people that try to take advantage of groups of people and organizations for their own good. And sometimes that happens. And I talked about my own regrets in my walk with God and Jesus, how I wish I had done some things differently. I wish I had been more in tune with my what was able to change my life. I wish I did it earlier in my life. I wish that's a regret that I have. I wish I'd found God earlier in my life. I wish I'd shared that with my ex-wife and my children. I wish I had given those influences. I'd probably still be married. and I have a much better relationship with my family. And that's a hard fact that I have to accept that I do to myself. See, I'm being better. I'm being better. I'm being better because being better is all that I have as a choice to do. 'Cause I'm not going backwards. I'm not going back to the bottle. I'm not going back to the lying. I'm not going back to the cheating. I'm not going back to the trying to get over. I'm not trying to go back to thinking that I'm going to be a multimillionaire. I'm not going to go back to all of that because God's provided all the evidence I need that this life that I'm living is real, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, there's regret. There's lots of regrets. There's also lots of love. There's lots of love. I feel love in my heart more so today than I've ever felt in my life. I don't have an enemy, and that I don't regret. I do regret sometimes thinking back on how I treated people, how I acted to people, even those people that mistreated me. My Lord and Savior's taught me different. Life is definitely something that we all need to understand is a ride of sometimes happen chance and circumstance, and sometimes it comes down to exactly who is that has the true belief and who has the confidence and who can accept in and who can walk with. Walking with God has been one of the biggest changes, and I have no regret with that. Among some of the projects I am so blessed to be working on, writing some songs with some people, and one song is I don't want to become the Taylor Swift of you know songwriting, but there's emotion in my heart, so I'm writing. It's been therapeutic for me. I don't regret sharing this, by the way. I don't regret that. But in writing these and coming up with the lyrics for these emotions that I'm getting out of me and all new emotions and happy emotions and sad emotions. And sometimes sad emotions can be happy, by the way. You don't have to think sadness is always so negative. Actually sadness can be the most amazing beginning and birth to the beautiful happiness that you want to live. Just got to give it a chance. Got to just be better. I'm not afraid to talk about it. And so I hope you're not as well. And I hope if you're out there right now and you're struggling with something, if it's a mental health issue, if it's a financial issue that you're struggling with, if it's an issue with drug or alcohol, if it's an issue with sexual addictions, if it's an issue with anything that we can help you with. I'm not a licensed therapist nor am I a doctor. I can help you though. I am a coach who helps people find solutions, find locations and resources. And between myself and producer Mark and TK and some of the other folks that are joining the Prayed Up Network, we're all about trying to help you out there. So please make sure you send us a message. Let us know how you're feeling. If there's a topic you want to hear us talk about, send a message to Mark, the producer. Scroll right on down, hit the that email below, and send a message. And please like and subscribe on all of our platforms. Please, we're trying to grow this platform, the Be Better podcast, of course. It's going to be coming out real soon with an announcement about our schedule, also a schedule for traveling, um, you know, pop up podcasts that will begin really soon. And lastly, the Prayed Up Network. If you are a creator out there and you want to get on the Prayed Up Network, we have a space for you. We are looking for creators to come on board with us to be a part of the project. And so, what's that mean? If you're if you're into music, especially Christian music, we are looking to heavy load the Prayed Up Network with Christian music. So please, please, please come on board with us. I hope, if anything, my straight talk and my beliefs and just telling it like it is working with somebody out there because I know that the conversations I had with so many people. And tonight I got another call, and I'm just going to say this to you. It came out of the blue from somebody in my past. And he said to me, "Keep doing what you're doing because I believe in you and you're doing the right thing." And I'm just being better every day I can. Be better, the Prayed Up Network.